So Shruti, thank you so much for joining us today. Really, really excited for you to share some wisdom and some of your experience with some of the people that will see this this week for Women's International Day and Week. We've been working together now for a number of years at different customers through different challenges. And it's been a really, really enjoyed kind of our professional engagement, and I think a lot of the work that you do professionally, but also the stuff you do in the community. So really, really excited to have you on this today. I guess for those that don't know you, Shruti, can you give like a quick intro as to kind of who you are, what you do, and I guess kind of your career to date?
Awesome. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here today, Tom. Hello, audience. My name is Shruti. Most recently, I've been in technical leadership paths or people leadership tracks in some of the most prominent startups in the Valley, including Airbnb, Instacart, and most recently, Brex. I've been in information security for over a decade, and I actually started my journey through an official degree in computer science, where I specialized in security at Georgia Tech.
Perfect, perfect. And you kind of ran through the first question I was going to ask, which is kind of your career path to where you're at now. And like you say, you've got some incredible kind of companies on your resume, including Airbnb, Instacart, and then most recently scaling the security team at Brex. I guess one thing I wanted to ask you throughout that journey, and like that's really inspirational to a lot of people that are starting out as a security engineer or are a security engineer and want to see where they go kind of next. But I'm sure that didn't come without challenge. So I guess what are some of the challenges that you faced throughout your career to date, Shruti?
So I'm a person who really likes challenging, and I have a growth mindset. So earlier on, since I, started as an intern on the security team at Zynga, I always wanted to take up as many challenges, learn as much from the people in the community, in my team, from my manager, etc., and then use those skills throughout my life and help various businesses grow. So as I mentioned, I started my journey at Georgia Tech, where I studied security, and then I interned at Zynga. And slowly, as I moved along in my career, I followed the same theme, where I tried to pick an opportunity where I felt I would learn the most and have the most impact within the company, and hence be able to grow my skills accordingly, and also pick companies who I really believed in. So all of my companies, the companies I worked at, did really well, luckily. But those were companies that I selectively picked and I felt are changing the world in a big way. And as I grew in my career, I always tried to figure out my strengths, my weaknesses, and how I could actually use those to grow in my career.
Yeah, no, I love that. I feel like every conversation we've had, from kind of the career opportunities that you've looked for, or even like we talked about investing kind of many moons ago, it's you're very mission driven, and kind of how does this company or stock make the world a better place, or kind of which I think is really, really a great way and kind of approach to have, especially within your career, and kind of look at some of the businesses that you have worked in that's definitely kind of followed that suit. I've asked this question to a couple of people around the interviews we've done for Women's International Day. But what professional advice would you give to your younger self, I guess, knowing what you do know now?
The advice that I would give to my younger self would be to take it easier. I feel as a person, I always try to put in 100% to whatever I'm working on. But professional life can be difficult, right? Especially when you're a CISO, when you're even a security engineer or a manager or whatever it might be. So a lot of times I felt that I worked so hard to solve a problem, which would have ended up solving itself better than me solving it. And that put a lot of personal pressure on me. And I felt like that energy could be better utilized elsewhere. So I would tell myself to actually go a little slower instead of faster.
Okay, yeah, I love that. That's actually quite a refreshing answer, because like other answers when I speak to people generally about this, it's like, yeah, just like kind of do it, like doing more research or doing more. Whereas actually you're saying just kind of be a bit more reflective and kind of slow down and get to see the bigger picture. So yeah, I love that. So kind of, I think we met through kind of professional networking, that kind of stuff. But one thing I really wanted to kind of get from you is outside of kind of that professional journey or throughout your career, what has helped you kind of other than just being in the workplace?
Yeah, I think I learn a lot wherever I go and from whoever I can learn, not necessarily in security. And I feel like a perspective of how the world works outside and how businesses thrive and what people need really helped me understand the business side of aspect, and then mapping it to the technical knowledge of security that I had built out was a great asset for me, because I think a lot of times when we are working in such a specialized field, we get so deep into a problem that we forget to integrate it in the bigger picture. So I feel that really helped me integrate security with the practical aspect of why we are doing security. And it also helped build a lot of empathy and human psychology skills in me that helped me be a good coworker and a better manager.
Answer. Thank you. And the last one, there's a memory that I have kind of with working with you. I attended one of your talks at a women in security event. It was a kind of diversity and inclusivity event, and you did an incredible talk about your career and your journey from security engineer to CISO. And it was really nice knowing you throughout your career to see you present. And you had a kind of a line of female security professionals just wanting to talk to you at the end and ask you questions. And I know you are hiring, and you said just come and talk to the end, but it was so nice just to see people that were just wanted to meet you and talk to you and just ask you questions. And that's something that definitely kind of sticks in my mind, that you're clearly inspirational to a lot of security professionals in general, but certainly kind of women in security. And I thought that was really special. So you clearly inspire people. But the question I wanted to ask you is, who inspires you, Shruti? Or throughout your career, who has inspired you?
So it's been several folks in several different aspects of my life. Most recently, I'd say since the last year or two, I've been really, really inspired by our Madam Vice President Kamala Harris, because I feel being a woman of color in a professional area where, being a woman, especially of color, is not very common, and being the first one to do such massive, brave things is quite hard. Not just, logistically hard for you to accomplish these goals, but psychologically, as a person, I feel it can be quite challenging to be the first one and to be the only one like that. And I've been in many situations where I've been that person, and I've been really inspired by her braveness and how she tackles challenges, and how, she's accomplished so many things that would have otherwise been impossible to imagine.
I love that answer. Thank you, Shruti. Well, thank you for celebrating Women's International Day and Week with us, and thank you for your answer. I'm really excited to kind of get this out and share this with people, especially on different kind of chapters of their professional journey. But thank you so much for your time today. It's been really great to speak with you.
It was a pleasure as always, Tom. Good luck.
Thank you.